So welcome to the PlayStation VR special, or you can also see it as a review. This is going to be quite a long video and I'm going to talk about almost everything that I have experienced and played on the PlayStation VR. First I'm going to talk about the hardware, then I'm going to talk about the experience I had with the VR, and then I'm going to talk about every game that I play. I am super excited to finally share my thoughts of what I think about the VR. Now you have to keep in mind, I am an old school gamer. I don't like gimmicks. I didn't like the PlayStation Move, I didn't like the Wii motion controller, I didn't care about the Kinect, I don't care about the iToy, I just want to play video games. So let's talk about the hardware. I am actually really surprised at how thin and light and well made the PlayStation VR is. And it seems that the PlayStation VR, maybe I'm just lucky, is made specifically for my head. It fits perfect, blocks out 100% of the sun, making you feel really immersed in the world you're playing in at that time. The padding, the plastic, everything is high quality. This is definitely not a cheap device. There are a couple of minor points that I have to discuss. There is a huge ass cable connected at the back of the headset, and that is definitely pulling the headset down. Now my solution is actually attaching the cord maybe at the back of your seat, or maybe holding it. Yes, it's weird, but it does work. Also, that maybe for every VR headset, when you breathe, the glass gets stained, and it really is annoying to look at a stain through the headset. Just like when you wear glasses and there's a stain on it, you always have to clean it. So sometimes when you accidentally breathe too heavy or whatever, it stains and you have to put it off, clean it, and sometimes you put it back on again and you're like, oh shit, I didn't clean it well, and that is really annoying. Now the experience with the PlayStation VR. I have to admit, I wasn't even interested in PlayStation VR. I wanted to buy the system when more games came out, most probably with Resident Evil 7. But I saw a video from Actually Happy Console Gamer, and that made me so excited that I impulsively buy the system. And I have to admit, the experience the VR has given me is nothing short of mind-blowing. Now I've never used any of the high quality headsets for the PC, and you can clearly see that the headset on the VR is low resolution. A lot of times it really seems like something is a little bit too blurry, definitely with Driveclub, but nothing that really takes you out of the experience. Some games look good, some games look bad, and some games are just phenomenal at how they look and play on the PlayStation VR. I've been playing this system or this device for the entire week, and it just amazes me at how real it looks. You really think that you are in that world, you are in that car, you are in that spaceship, you are walking around. It is phenomenal and mind-blowing. This is by far not a gimmick that's going to be left alone in 1 or 2 years like the Move or the Kinect. This is something that's going to stay, evolve, and just get better and better. For example, a racing game will never be the same after you played it in VR. It is just that immersive. Now onto the most important part. The games. Are there any good games? How do they play? How do they look? Now first up is Super Stardust VR. I actually bought it only just to get a physical version of the game, but hey, it has a VR mode. You can play the original mode in VR, and I'm telling you, it feels like that planet or asteroid or satellite is in front of you. It's so weird. Again, the downside is I clearly see it's running at a lower resolution compared to the original one that I of course played and still playing a lot on the television. There is also a specific game mode developed for VR, and I mean, it's alright, it's not really groundbreaking or anything. Res Infinite. Now, pay attention, this game is available digital, but also at the physical at IM 8-bit. This is by far the best game you can play for the VR. You are literally inside of it. You clearly do not see that is a lower resolution VR headset. It just looks, holy shit, it looks amazing. I am telling you, everyone who has a VR, a PlayStation VR, you have to buy Res Infinite. It is by far the game to play on your PlayStation VR at the moment. It will blow your mind. Gunjack is actually the first game I downloaded from the PlayStation Network. It was on sale for $7. It is in the world of EVE Online, but you're pretty much only stationary at a turret and you have to shoot down all the enemies that are coming at you. You can move left or right, but I'm not really sure if you can actually look back. You can look up and down like pretty much all the VR games. It definitely makes you feel like you're in space in some kind of spaceship slash turret. It looks good and it plays great. It is a game that I was just wanting to try out to see how VR is, and it was downloaded pretty quickly and it only cost $7. EVE Valkyrie is the game I am most ashamed for. As you know me, I love physical games, and this game is available physical, but I just didn't want to wait, and I downloaded it for $60. When I saw the advertisement, I was like, holy shit, a single player slash multiplayer game in the world of EVE Online, having customizable ships, implants. It almost felt like it was EVE Online, but then in the first person mode with a spaceship, with epic space battles. That is how they advertise it. When I finally played it, especially the single player, I was extremely disappointed. There are only 4 single player missions and one of them is actually good. It's one of the first missions where you and a giant ass fleet encounter another giant ass fleet and the space battle begins. I was blown away at how awesome that experience was. And I actually played that level multiple times just to see all those spaceships I know from EVE Online. After I experienced EVE Valkyrie, it doesn't matter which movie, it doesn't matter which game gives you an opportunity to see or play in an awesome space battle. Nothing will come close to the experience I had being in an actual spaceship in an actual space battle. It is that damn impressive. Now, as I said, the single player was extremely disappointed, but I paid $60, so I was like, I'm gonna try the multiplayer. There are only a couple of game modes, but you can also play in co-op against the AI. There is indeed customizable ships and upgradable ships. Feels like you are playing in the EVE world. You have resources, you have ISK, but the thing is, there is just not enough ships, not enough content. You cannot customize your ship like you can in EVE Online. That would be so much better. When I stopped playing and I played it for around 5-6 hours, I just came to realize that this is just a really good looking, well playing tech demo to showcase what a real spaceship simulation battle could be. Now, I'm still playing the multiplayer and it is really fun. It's hectic, it's fun. And I caught myself multiple times when I was in battle thinking to myself, holy shit, I have to look at the left window and shoot the enemy, even though there was no window. But you're so immersed in this game, in the VR experience, that your mind is telling you, look out the window, look below, look up. Eve Valkyrie is a really solid game, just not with enough content. Now we're going to the good stuff, the kitchen demo. Everyone plays the kitchen demo when they buy the PlayStation VR. And after Gunjack, that was my second demo that I played. It's sadly only 2 to 3 minutes, and by the way, if you don't know, the kitchen demo is pretty much the Resident Evil 7 demo, but they named it Kitchen. Now you're sitting in a chair, and I'm not going to spoil anything else. I'm just telling you, it looks
Resident Evil.
super good, and it looks extremely real.
This is not going to be funny.
Scary things happened, I was actually scared shitless. And your mind just doesn't know anymore that this is fake and makes your body react to the situations that happened in the demo. And if Resident Evil 7 is going to be like the kitchen demo, and it pretty much will, holy shit, we are going to have
outside of play area.
Frightening time
what they want to do, right?
That game in general. Talking about frightening times, yesterday I finally got Until Dawn Rush of Blood. And I'm telling you, this game is not only fantastic, it looks good, plays good, it is scary. Now I have to tell you that I am actually a chicken shit. I cannot stand horror movies like The Grudge, Yuan, all these weird ass women that are scary as shit, these ghost women. I don't mind horror movies like Hellraiser or, you know, whatever, but these really scary things like PT, Silent Hill, they scare the living shit out of me. Now there is actually one level in the game that has one of these girls, or woman, and I actually streamed it. I will put a link somewhere here. I actually cried almost. I'm not joking. I was that fucking scared. The entire time when I was playing it, I was like, I don't want to play this. But I still kept on playing because the experience was so awesome. It really felt, again, like these creatures and these persons were up in my face. They were actually going to kill me. And my body reacted in that way. Also, it is a roller coaster light gun horror game. So you are in some sort of a minecart. And sometimes you are going to be in a roller coaster going up and down. And it does feel like you are actually in a roller coaster. And the light gun part is well made. But sometimes the camera doesn't recognize your controller and it like goes all weird. But you can easily calibrate it. I enjoyed, and I'm still enjoying, need to beat 2 more levels, the game a lot. And for only 20 bucks, this is one of the greatest games you can actually buy. It will give you a glimpse of how terrifying VR can be if you are actually already a chicken shit, like me. Last, but definitely not the least, one of the most talked about VR games on the PlayStation 4, and not really in a good way, Driveclub VR. Now, Driveclub is one of the best racing games in my opinion, and it's still being hailed as the graphic king of racers on the console. It looks amazing. Driveclub VR definitely does not look that damn good. It looks good, there's just one point that annoys everyone. It's blurry. Not because the low resolution headset can't do it, it's just the game is really rushed. And because it's so blurry, it gives a lot of people headaches and motion sickness. It gave me at start. But as I played for a few hours, it was gone. And I'm telling you, when you're actually in the first person mode in the car, The car itself is really detailed, just the track and everything around you feels really blurry. Of course, your eyes will get used to it, and when they do, you will experience one of the best racing experience you ever had besides racing in real life. I really felt I was in that car. And you can see the car in its entirety, and it just boosts even further at how awesome VR is. I almost felt the weight of the car when I drifted in a corner. It almost felt like I could touch the other car. And not only in the first person mode, in the normal driving mode, when you see the car in front of you, it really feels that you can just touch the car. It is that real. Driveclub VR, if you look past the blurriness, if you can look past that the graphics are really downgraded on this version, you'll have an amazing time playing this game. Driveclub VR, in my opinion, is fantastic. So my overall impression on the VR is that for certain games, it will enhance your experience the way a television can never do. There was one little thing I wanted to say though, and this is really weird. You know that I love physical games, and I would never prefer digital over physical. But with the VR headset on top of your head, it's really annoying that if you want to play something else, you have to detach the headset, put out the disc, put in the disc, and put the headset on again, hoping that this time it will not break, hoping that this time it will fit perfectly on your head. So for the first time ever, and the only time, I am telling you, buy the games digital. It is so much easier to play VR when you can easily switch between all the games you have. Now, as a collector, I'm still going to collect the physical versions, but as playing it, I definitely prefer playing it digital. And that sounds incredibly weird to say that. But I'm telling you, it's the only time I'm gonna say this. This is not a new move, a new Wii motion control, a Wii tablet, a Kinect. This is something that's going to be a part of gaming forever. This is the first step of the evolution of how video games are going to be. Will this replace gaming on a television? Well, for me, definitely not. I will definitely not consider having a headset on my head for hours and hours. Nope. But it definitely, for certain games, I will use it. I don't think I'll ever be able to play a racing game or a horror game like PT and Resident Evil 7 on the big screen. I will definitely want to enjoy that experience on the PlayStation VR. This was one of the longest videos I've made. Definitely like, share, comment and subscribe, and tell me if you have the PlayStation VR, how do you like the experience so far? And like always, you will see me next time.
With
you
a
can
lot
be
of stuff
a
to
trader,
do. Extra tools to explore for hidden treasures,
you can even